Hi guys, I'm Kesha. Welcome to my channel and welcome to our coffee times together. So one day I was thinking about, movies that once you got to the plot twist, you cannot rewatch them and have the same experience again because of this plot twist. So I started to think about horror movies with a twist, and I decided to put together in this video 10 movies with a big plot twist that make you watch the movie in a completely different way the second time around. Also, these are movies that if somebody spoils them for you, well, you might as well just not watch the movie anymore.
It's coffee time.
First we have The Cabin in the Woods from 2012, an American horror movie, and it's one of my favorite ones of all times, even though it's kind of like a newer movie, but it's become a movie that I have to watch every year because I adore it. And it's a movie that when you go into it, you start seeing all of these horror movie cliches, and it does such a good job at portraying those, and then it just takes a turn and you don't know what's coming for you, and the first time that you watch this movie you are like, what the hell just happened? Where am I? What is this? And it is one of those movies that I would definitely recommend you to check if you love horror movies in general, because you will understand every single cliche that they are portraying and you will enjoy the end so much. Then we have Get Out from 2017, and this is Jordan Peele's debut as a director. Like, hello, can you be more awesome? This movie was fantastic and it brought something fresh and new, and it is about this African-American boy that goes to meet the girlfriend's family over the weekend, and when he gets there things are very weird and he starts questioning things, and it is one of those movies that is also gonna make you leave thinking, what the F is happening right now? But the whole plot and the twist is just so genius. It's amazing, and it's one of those movies that the second time that you watch it you see things in a complete different perspective. Then we have You're Next from 2011, and this movie was also one of my unexpected favorites. I was expecting a very typical home invasion story, and I was pretty shocked on how much I enjoyed this movie. It is about this upper class family, and the parents invite their children and their significant others to a kind of weekend away in this house because they want to join the family again and kind of reunite with each other, until some strangers come. And like I said, it's kind of like a home invasion story, but it was gorier. It was, I loved it. And if you love slasher movies and movies that seem to be one thing and then there's a plot twist, this one's perfect for you. Then we have The Lodge from 2019 by Veronica Franz and Severin Fiala, and this is a American-British movie. It is the second time that these directors are working together. Their first movie was Good Night Mama, and this time it is a movie in English, and it's one of my favorites from 2019. This is not a surprise for a lot of you guys if you've been following my channel. I've been talking about this movie and how much I've loved it. It is about this father that takes his kids and his new girlfriend to this kind of isolated house to spend Christmas with them and to try to get the children to get used to, his new girlfriend, and so that they are kind of forced to hang out with her. But he needs to leave for work, and then he will be back for Christmas to spend Christmas with them. But when he leaves, the girlfriend and the kids are left alone, and weird things start to happen in this house that cannot be explained. And I just love this movie because all the time you don't know what to believe, you don't know what to expect, and it's definitely one of those movies with a huge twist, and one of those movies that you will think about after you've already left the theater, and one of those that if you rewatch you will see things again with different eyes. Then we have The Orphanage from 2007, El Orfanato. This is a Spanish movie, and I love this one because without being bloody or anything, it manages to be really eerie and creepy. And it's about this family and the wife. She was raised in this orphanage, and the building is up for sale, so she convinces her husband to buy the building and kind of convert it into a house for sick children. And one day her own adopted son goes missing, and he's been missing for so long that he's declared dead. And this is a ghost story that it's just beautifully shot, and it's very atmospheric, and it has a nice twist. And I really like this movie. I like these movies that don't have to be excessively gory or bloody, but that are very creepy and atmospheric. Even though sometimes, you know, I'm in the mood for blood, like we all know that. Sometimes I just need it. It's a need. But if you love atmospheric movies and also in nice old creepy buildings, this one's for you. Next we have The Sixth Sense from 1999 from M. Night Shyamalan. And in this story we're following this kid that claims he's able to see ghosts, and he's having trouble to, you know, deal with that. Obviously it's not nice for a kid. And so there is this child psychologist that meets with him and tries to help him through with this you know, phase that he's going through, seeing the ghosts in the house and stuff. And I remember it was one of the first horror slash thriller movies that I watched with a huge twist. And I definitely loved it, and I think it's one of those that most of us have watched, but I had to mention it. Then I have another Spanish movie, The Others from 2009, Los Otros. This one was done in English as well, with Nicole Kidman as the lead, and it is by Amenabar. It's a Spanish director that I really like because he doesn't focus so much on plot sometimes, but more about the whole atmosphere, the mood of the movie, and he makes really beautiful movies. This one is really creepy. It is about this woman that lives alone in a big house with her two children that are sensitive to light, so they're spending most of the time in the house, and weird things start to happen in this house that they live in, and she starts to investigate. And it was one of those movies again that it has a huge plot twist, and it was fantastic. Loved it because, like I said, the whole house atmosphere, the darkness, it just made you really invest into the story and into the movie. Then we have Saw from 2004, and this was the director's debut from James Wan. And I remember when I first watched the first Saw, and I thought, this is the tits. This is one of the best movies ever, and I was so excited. And then the rest of the franchise started to go to hell, and we all know what happened with that. But the first movie, it is so good. But it is one of those movies that once you've seen it once and you know the plot twist, it doesn't have the same impact on you. And it is about these two guys that wake up one day in a room, and they're chained and they are separated. They are each on one corner, and they're basically being tested by these evil guy that talks to them, and they basically don't have any other escape than to kill each other. And it's fantastic. I mean, I think also most of you guys that follow my channel have watched already Saw, the first one, but if you haven't, please do because it's fantastic. And it's still also my favorite from the whole franchise, if I'm being honest. Even though I have not checked Jigsaw yet, I do own it, so I want to check it out. But from the whole franchise so far, Saw from 2004, the first one, it's my favorite. Then we have Devil from 2010, and I remember going to the cinema to watch this movie without high expectation or anything. I just thought, okay, it's gonna be like a nice typical horror movie. And I was surprised. It is one example of a low budget horror movie that works and it keeps you excited about the movie. The whole movie basically takes place on an elevator. It is 5 strangers that find themselves trapped in an elevator, and it is some kind of evil you know, entity that is there with them, and it's just fantastic. Like, if you can make a movie work, a whole movie in an elevator, I mean, you know, kudos to you. Like, that was fantastic. But it's again one of those movies that once you've watched it once, rewatching it doesn't have the same impact. And the last one that I want to mention in this video is The Boy from 2016, another one of my faves with a twist. And this is a movie in which a girl goes to work in a mansion for, you know, to take care of a child while the parents are away. And when she gets there, the parents introduce her to their son, and she realizes it's a doll. It's a boy doll. And she thinks at the beginning that they're joking with her, but nope, they're serious. They want her to take care of this doll as if it were their son. They consider this doll their son. And so she stays, you know, she thinks the job is gonna be easy, but then she realizes that the doll moves, things are happening in the house, she doesn't know what's going on. She starts to believe that the doll is actually the boy and it's moving. And fantastic, loved it, and really excited for part 2 that it's coming next year. And these were 10 horror movies with a twist, 10 horror movies that once you've watched them once, it is not the same experience to watch it a second time, but most times it's nice because you see things from a complete different perspective. Let me know down below what you thought about these movies, and if you like this kind of videos, I can definitely put together 10 more movies with a twist, because I had such a huge list in my head that I just chose the first 10 that, you know, I could come up with, but there are many more out there. So if you want to know more horror movies that have a huge twist, I'm here to deliver. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Please give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also remember to hit the notification bell. If you want to follow me in Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, the links to those can be found in the description box down below. And I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!